Brian.
John.
So let's get to know each other a little bit before we start, okay? So when you were younger and someone came up to you and asked you what your favorite class was, what did you say?
Reading.
Recess.
That's true.
Math.
Math? English? Well, whenever anyone asked me what my favorite class was, I would always say art, because it's so much more than just putting together sticks and glue and making like bridges and, you know, making pop art out of construction paper and canvas. I mean, it really allowed me to express myself in a way that math and science couldn't do. And, you know, I was good at math and science too, but I was also good at art, and it almost seems nowadays that you can't really be good at both when really you can. So art allowed me, Natalie Fan, to be the marketing director for 5 years here at Aurora Picture Show. And I already know a lot of you, but for 5 years I've been supporting our mission here at the company to expand the cinematic experience and really promote our mission to expand the understanding and appreciation of moving image art. But I feel like we can go above and beyond with our endeavors. I feel like we can make a bigger impact on the community if we took a different approach to our marketing initiatives this year. So I'm here to propose to you today that we team up with an organization in Austin called Creative Action, which is it's similar to ours, except they deal solely with just kids, and they deal with multimedia of all sorts and art that is beyond just filmmaking. And I wish to co-sponsor an event, a 2-week summer filmmaking workshop in May that will require us to pledge at least $750. So today I'll be elaborating on the initiative. I'll explain more of what Creative Action does as an organization and their mission, and I'll explain what kind of social impact that we can really make in our community, and how our proposal will help us market our organization, but also help combat the defunding of arts education, especially in the state of Texas. So let's start with the issue. We live in a state that has headlines like this: Texas cutting $5 billion from public schools. It's concerning because what takes the hardest hit is art. And it's mostly because people don't really understand that art, you learn so much from art that you have to apply in math and science. We should put our state legislators, they should be responsible for making laws that really, or at least funding arts education in our state, because it's so important. But since we can't do that, we must take actions we must take the issue in our own hands. Now, according to ACT, 46% of high school graduates met standards for college entry math, and that's a really low number. That's less than half the people who took the ACT this year. Additionally, 31% of high school graduates, that's less than a third of all people who took the ACT last year, met standards for college entry science. And it's even more shocking that just yesterday I heard a public radio announcement that said that Texas fell, and it's the last state, it ranks last in the percentage of our population that has high school graduates. You know, we rank last in education pretty much. So I want to ask, why are we seeing these numbers? Why are these numbers so low? And it's mostly because organizations like the National Science Foundation receive around $5 billion in funding, and that's just one organization. But in total, when you think about the federal funding for the arts, we only get $250 million total. People don't really understand that to be good at art also means that it also improves your math and science and language skills. For example, DoSomething.org reported that students who study art are 4 times more likely to be recognized for their achievement and 3 times more likely to be recognized for their attendance in school, as well as arts and music education programs are mandatory in countries like Hungary and Japan, where they rank highest in math and science. Researchers have even found that sustained learning in music and theater correlates with high achievement in both math and reading. Now, brain research shows that not only does music improve skills in math and reading, but it also promotes creativity, social development, and self-esteem. So as you can see, math and arts and math and science aren't enemies. They go hand in hand, they really help each other. But I'm pretty much preaching to the choir right now because I know that this organization really supports education, arts education in public schools. So let me tell you about Creative Action. Creative Action really supports all of these things right here. Creativity, teamwork, divergent thinking, confidence, and leadership. And they are an organization whose mission is to spark and support the academic and social and emotional development of young people. They're a nonprofit in Austin, founded in 1997 by UT theater graduates, and they provide after-school and classroom programs that really allow children to further their growth academically, socially, and emotionally. They've won multiple prestigious awards, both national, state, and local awards for their work with these children, and it would be an honor to work with them. Of course, I've talked to them and they've agreed to co-sponsor this event if you so choose to pledge the $750. Now, by teaming up with this dynamic organization, we'll also be promoting our mission, which is to expand the cinematic experience, because this will be a filmmaking workshop and not just an arts program in the summer. And if you decide to go forth with this donation, you'll be funding 250 children for each $3. Now, Creative Action likes to keep the cost low so that we can bring arts education to all different sorts of communities that cannot afford to do so. Additionally, they'll be matching our donation. So with our $750, they'll also be adding their $750, which makes it $1,500 for up to 500 children in both Austin and Houston. With this $1,500, 500 children will have more of a chance to be confident leaders and critical thinkers of their generation. Now, it really affects our community because with the money that goes towards this co-sponsoring of the program, we will focus on filmmaking and moving image art, and it'll be available in both cities, but also it'll really help combat the defunding of arts education in the state. And we really need to do that right now, because the better our arts programs are, the better our math and science programs are, and it could have the possibility to bring Texas further up the ladder rather than being last in all of the states. So not only does it support both organizations' missions, rather than using the $750 on social media campaigning, which we would usually do, we could use this money to make a bigger impact in the community and help further a better standard for art education. We'll be serving such a large amount of children that our outreach will be very large. It'll gather a lot of media attention, and we'll be able to market our organization better and make our presence in the community larger. So now that I've talked to you about Creative Action, my proposal for co-sponsoring a summer camp with them, and how this could impact the community and our marketing initiatives, I'd like to ask you one more time to consider pledging $750 to co-sponsor this program in summer with Creative Action. Not only will it impact the community, but it'll help combat the defunding of the arts in public schools, and will expand our organization's outreach. Thank you so much for inviting me here to talk to you today. I see a bright future in these kids, a bright future that is made possible because of the generous donations by our organization, if you so choose to pledge the money to co-sponsor this event. And at this time, I'd like to invite you to ask any questions that you have or address any concerns. Thank you.
This sounds like an exciting opportunity